Well, we are, as you can probably tell, going to rock straight into the gold medal match here. You can see the judge and the coaches coming down the field of play as Lady Bavaria looks on over us. A feat of engineering. That statue, that bronze, is one of the biggest in the world at 20 meters high. And she overlooks the athletes as they come out to compete for the gold medal here in Bavaria. Another mouth-watering prospect as Estonia with the blue t-shirts lead out Denmark in red for the compound mixed team gold medal match of the 2022 European Championships.
Mixed team gold medal match. On target number 1, representing Denmark, Tanja Gellentin and Stefan Hansen. On target number 2, representing Estonia, Lisa Jatman. The line judge for this match is Sabrina Steffens.
Well, there we have it. Team introductions done. Tanja Gellentin, Stefan Hansen line up for Denmark. It's Lisel and Robin Jatma, brother and sister, pairing for Estonia. Some more trinkets, some more lucky charms, but this one is for gold. Lisel Jatma here has just started to make a bit of more of a breakthrough into the top end of archery since we've come out of the pandemic and everyone's back on the shooting line. She's probably one of the best improved archers at the current time.
Yeah, and then together with her brother, I think, even though her brother is in a very competitive field, Robin has been so much better since all of the lockdowns have ended than he was before. So he's definitely put his time to good use. I think they practice a lot.
Well, it's Denmark, in fact, that get it underway. Gellentin with a 9, and she's teamed up with Stefan Hansen. Happy with that one, calling out the now common, yep, I've put it in the middle of the target. Here is Lisel Jatma. It's a real family affair, the Estonian mixed team, because brother and sister stand on the shooting line and coach is mum Marika.
Perfect 10.
It didn't look necessarily like a very bad shot, but it did hit quite far off center, so maybe he'll need to move his sight over a bit. As does Tanja, I think, because she pretty much hit a post stamp in terms of a group, but both left low. And I'm actually excited to see Stefan again on the big stage. He's been shooting some 3D competitions and not maybe focusing as much on archery or target archery, but he used to be always a force to be reckoned with, and I'm really excited to see him back on the big stage again.
9.
Robin Jatma hit Nate with his first arrow. Oh, what a recovery.
Yeah.
Second arrow that Robin shot, the 8, he's marked for a measure. So at the moment, provisionally Estonia lead by 1 point. It looked an 8 to me.
Yeah, from our angle it looked like an 8, but again, we'll know when the target judge confirms it. But I think for we can just look at the results as they are on the scoreboard and get a bit of a closer look, but it looks to be clearly an 8. But he did adjust, and he did hit a 10 with his second arrow, so yeah, from here on out, everything is still possible.
Well, it certainly is. As we go to look at that family trio, Lisel on the right with a smile. She's looking very comfortable in podium position, and look how steely-eyed she is in taking her shot, trying to keep everything level, and brother Robin looking on before taking his shot, and Marika and mother in the coaching box. Formidable pairing. There is mum. I think that might be her reaction to the 8. She didn't hide too much there, did she? But I suppose that's the unique nature of having your mum as the coach, that you perhaps get away with a little bit more emotion in their communication. Start of the second end here in this compound mixed team gold medal match between Estonia and Denmark. Estonia trail by a single point, so Lisel Yatmar will get us underway.
With a good look on their kisser, as they call it, or kisser button. It's just an extra little anchor point that you can use, like a reference. She puts it in the corner of her mouth, and then you know that the string is hitting this exact same place in your face. So it's it aids consistency. Yeah, Robin has found the middle now, I think.
We'll switch over to the Danish team and Tanja Gellentin on the shooting line. She's had, she's had a difficult moment this week in the individual competition in the quarterfinals facing Sophie Dodemont of France. She accidentally hit her trigger as she was drawing the arrow. It crossed past the 3-meter line, and was therefore a miss. 0 points out of potential 10, and she lost the match.
Yeah,
by
with
exactly 10 points.
With cumulative scoring, you cannot get away with something like that. In recurve shooting, you have set systems, so if something like that happens, you can just start again the next set. But here, with compound shooting, that's not a possibility. That was a very wild shot. So I think she might have had a bit of a difference in intention.
Or has the wind just picked up? I know it's not a strong wind.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, especially if it's not really windy and it suddenly starts blowing a little bit. You shoot a little bit differently when there's no wind. You're more relaxed in your form, and then if it starts blowing, you get blown around more than if it was already windy. So it's a bit of a possibility.
Not affecting the Danes, whatever it is.
Well, he wasn't too happy with it, but he still nicks the line. So.
And the perfect 40 is what they're all after. But look at the difference those 2 final arrows from Estonia made. All of a sudden, Denmark, well, they're in control of this now.
Yeah, they switched it around. It's very good to see that he has found the middle. Stefan, that is, and Tanja has also, even though she hasn't really centered yet, she shot a high 10 and then a low 10, but they're still 10s, so yeah, that racks up the points quite easily. You can see Stefan is holding his arrows, and one of them is pointing the opposite way than the other, so probably something might have looked off with the arrows. The agent has turned around the arrows. Stefan is now inspecting one of them. So if, for instance, a knock is broken or a vane is loose, as an agent you can turn around the arrow so that one of them is upside down, and then you get a hint that something is wrong and that you have to check it, or just replace it and check it after the match.
So the agent is much more than someone who just checks the scores for you. They're also adding to your support team by checking your equipment.
Yeah.
Third hand, shooting first, Estonia on target number 2.
Well, as you probably heard, Estonia are going to be shooting. We're halfway through this European Championship compound mixed team gold medal match between Estonia and Denmark. Estonia confirmed to be trailing by 3 points. Trailing team always goes first. So it's back over to Lisel Yatma.
10.
Yeah, they're starting to come into their own. Really looking more relaxed now as well.
So there's hope.
Perfect 10. 90.
It's a much longer draw, much longer hold, I should say, than what we're used to from her. And I wonder how much time that is left for Robin to shoot.
And another one, 38.
So it might be that he was a bit tight in terms of time that he still had left, and he had to get the shot off, and therefore rushed it a bit.
Yeah, difficult, isn't it, to have seen them get back into it with gaining a point halfway through and then just dropping those points. Still, though, Hansen has to concentrate. Well,
And 10 again.
kind of doing my job for me. Yep, in the middle, and that is a 4-point lead. What could have been a lead that was reduced has actually been extended.
Yeah, it's. I think it's all due to the fact that the shot didn't want to go off that Lisel was making, and yeah, it just a longer shot is not necessarily better aimed. Typically, when your shot goes off in a certain rhythm, it's better than trying to hold it and trying to make it more precise, contrary to what people might think from the outside.
Bogensport ist so viel möglich. Man muss immer konzentriert bleiben, man muss immer fokussiert bleiben.
I find it interesting that Stefan is actually he is feeling so confident about his own shooting that he can call if the arrow is in or out, or at least good or not good, by yeah at the moment of release. It truly is a testament of his current shape and form, I think.
There's only one other archer that we know that does that for us.
I think I know a couple, but I think I know who you're hinting at.
Go on then.
I think he's shooting at the end of this afternoon.
You might well be right.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect, as he's known.
Yeah.
Often, just literally as he's let go,
Yeah.
he says yes.
Yeah.
It's not even near the target yet.
Yeah. And to be fair, Stefan was one of the biggest contenders for Mike some years ago, and I think the judging by this match, he might well be on his way back to that.
Well, talking about someone on their way back, here's someone who's perhaps the most improved, having a little struggle in this gold medal match. It's Estonia's Lisel Yatma.
And that's a 10.
have to put some pressure on here. The Jatma brother and sister pairing from Estonia have come into this trailing by 4 points and only 4 arrows to level things up. That is a brilliant start, though.
Yeah, they do have to really hope for Tanya and Stefan to make some mistakes. Just shooting good in the last end won't cut it. That's not really a mistake. That's really, really good.
That's the opposite of a mistake, isn't it? That's about as perfect as you can get. Oh. Even the coach can afford himself a smile there.
Still good.
Perhaps, though, this is something you've mentioned before, that the pressure's off, because it's going to be very tricky for them now to get the gold medal. Finishing with a 40 is a fabulous way to finish, but it leaves the door open. 157 available to Galantine and Hansen. So, as you can see, an 8 to win. They've not been out of the yellow part of the target. Hansen to finish things off, and the European title goes to the Danes. What a performance from Stefan Hansen and Tanya Galantine, in particularly Galantine, who had such a tricky individual tournament. She broke down in tears. What was it? Just an innocuous mistake, but look at the recovery. The Danes are the compound mixed team European champions.